Hello, my name is Ralph Brooker. I'd like to show you our GVF510 online training course, which my team developed as part of the GVF certification training program. Before we start, let me point out that GVF510 is not a video course. In this tour, you're watching a video of a student interacting with the course materials, but when you take the course yourself, you will work through the learning pages at your own pace and interact with the animations and simulators yourself. If you install or maintain fixed VSAT terminals, or you support people who do, GVF510 will give you a solid foundation for quickly and accurately getting a terminal on the satellite. Before you can become an expert driver, you need to learn how to operate your car so you don't injure anyone else. The same idea applies to setting up satellite terminals. The most important thing you must always do, no matter what, is to avoid accidentally causing interference to other people's signals. That starts with accurate pointing, accurate cross-pole alignment, and connector attachment workmanship. You will cover these issues and more very strongly in this course. First, you'll learn about the equipment in a satellite terminal, what it does, and how the components go together. Connector attachment is very critical to VSAT installation. You'll learn about VisWire and reflections. You'll learn how crimp and compression connectors work. And you'll need to pass a decision-making simulator test to demonstrate your knowledge. Latitude and longitude are explained with 3D interactive graphics. The 3D orbit animation shows where the satellites are in the sky and how they look from the ground. By the way, this is a true real-time orbital mechanics simulator. It's not just a video. You'll learn about elevation, azimuth, and blockage and clearance. You'll practice and demonstrate your site selection skills using a randomizing 3D simulator. Aligning the antenna for polarization is a very critical skill. You must do it right or you will interfere with someone else, and you won't even know the damage you've caused. You will learn to accurately and confidently preset your polarization using the quick reference guide that's included with the course, and then demonstrate your skill with this simulator. At this point in the lesson, you're ready to start pointing the dish. You will use this 3D simulator for tutorials, practice, and skills tests. You can push the reflector around just like on a real 1.2 meter antenna, and make fine adjustments to the azimuth and elevation. The antenna controls are labeled in 3D. By the way, GVF is offered in English, French, Spanish, and Portuguese. You can switch at any time, even in the middle of a quiz. The simulator can show you where in the sky your beam actually is. That's not something you can see when you're using a real antenna. Using the simulator, students first learn concepts and techniques, then when they go to a real antenna, they'll be ready to use their skills. This meter simulates real-world meters. It shows aggregate power from all satellites, and then the carrier-to-noise ratio from the target satellite signal, if you're locked onto it. You will learn and practice a systematic method for finding the right satellite very fast, usually under 2 minutes. Small antennas have wide beam widths. That means to avoid spillover to the adjacent satellite, you have to be more careful pointing a small antenna than you do a large antenna. That's one reason that VSATs are the top cause of satellite interference. In GVF510, you'll learn a fast but extremely accurate method for pointing. The idea is that while you turn the wrench for fine azimuth or elevation, you go from the left side of the beam to the right side, counting the turns of the wrench as you go. Then you go back halfway. You learn to always go the same way so that the slack in the mechanism doesn't degrade your accuracy. When you finish, you have the antenna exactly in the center. That is much more accurate even than peaking with the uplink signals, which you should of course never do because you would be interfering the whole time. At the end of this lesson, you will be able to quickly find the satellite and accurately point the antenna. Your skills will be tested, but if you don't pass, you get chances to try again. After you've pointed the antenna, it's time to align cross-pole. Even a small error in feed rotation causes cross-pole interference. You'll need to know how the buck works and how to calculate test frequency settings. you'll practice doing that. Now it's time to call the satellite operator's access center. In this simulator, you must follow the access center's directions to bring up a test carrier and carefully adjust the feed rotation. Finally, you'll learn about how to decommission a terminal. Zombie VSATs are also a source of interference. The whole course typically takes between 5 and 10 hours, but you can start and stop any time. The learning system remembers exactly where you were and brings you to your next page when you log in. When you've passed GVF510, you are eligible to take the GVF Hands-On Skills Test, or HOST. You must demonstrate the skills and knowledge that you learned in GVF510 online. It takes about 1 day, and there are examiners all over the world. If you've passed GVF510 and the HOST, you are eligible for the GVF SATCOM Professional Basic Certification, and you're on your way to more advanced certifications, which you can get by taking further GVF online courses. You can enroll in GVF 510 and get started at www.gvf.org/training. However, GVF 510 is included in the GVF Knowledge Center subscription. You can access 510 at any other standard course as long as your subscription is active, so you can practice your skills anytime. Subscribe at gvf.org/training to learn more, and please contact us if you have any questions.